Hello and welcome to our next session, which is all going to be about email. Now, let me just switch off my camera so you can focus on this. So, email. Email is super important. It's often neglected, and you want to really be focused on capturing those leads before you even start selling. So from the moment you've created your store, you always want to have a footer that includes some sort of email, which we looked at when we were creating our store. Now, I'm going to show you really simply how to set up Shopify email, which comes built in. It's just in one of these apps that you plug in. And it's just an email funnel that captures leads and then welcomes new customers. So ultimately, you're not leaving money on the table. You're helping towards helping people convert. So you want to add app. One of the apps that should come up is Shopify email, as we can see here. Let's just quickly click that one button to install it. Boom, install. And then we'll sign up, we'll set it up, and then we'll just do a kind of an example email task. So customize template branding, you can click on this and it'll allow you just to customize each email without being, let's not worry about automations right now, but just a visual. What's your store name? What typography are you going to use? What colors? This should match your store and your brand in general. But once you've done this, you'll move on to the next step. It's verifying your email. So you really want to focus on using your branded domain name. So if it's blingjewelry.com, using that, and you want to work through the settings on here to ensure that it's set up properly. It is a bit kind of complicated, but generally Shopify has made it quite easy. But you want to basically validate it. You don't have to use a branded domain, but I would recommend long-term once you start really sending a lot of emails out. But initially at the early stage, just verify your email address and then it works quite well. Then it's about creating that first campaign, sending it. So as always, Shopify has a lot of templates you can use. Shop local, new arrivals, product teaser, back in stock. Let's just go with new products, right? This is how it looks like. You've got some text and images, some links, some more links, a footer, and your big kind of hero at the top with some immediate buttons that allow you to buy. This seems pretty nice. Let's start with this one, just as an example. So you won't be able to send emails, but you can send test emails. All the subscribers, you'll be able to search your segments. And once you get into audiences and really trying to break down who it is, there are some segments that are already pre-built by Shopify, which makes it easier. Abandoned checkouts, a really important one. You want to make sure you're sending an email to people that have put something in the cart but didn't go through to purchase. Those who have purchased more than once, people that have subscribed to the email, people who have at least purchased once. Now, subject, this is going to be super important. And over time, you're going to really want to test these. So you're going to really want to personalize it as well. So you can put the first name, last name, what city they are, all this information can go into the subject. This is really important because the subject is what really affects your open rates. And the thing that you should be asking yourself is, how can I get them to open this email? Because that is step one. Once you get them to open the email, then you work on how you get them to convert using the email. But none of that matters if you can't get them to open it. So I would recommend testing this out, seeing what works, trying different things, maybe using the generate text, persuasive, launch, product launch, sustainability, community support. And you've got different tones here. Let's say daring. What does that look like? Unleash the new adventure. You click that, boom. 50% off. If there's any offers or anything that you're really selling, make sure you put it in the subject. Don't lie. You want to make sure whatever's in the subject, you are delivering in the email. Summary is also important. This is just that first line that you see when you look into your emails, that first line of information. And then looking at the actual template. Same as the website, there's a lot of builders, there's blocks that you can add, different sections, add a video, even add a gift card, countdown, and then you set the timing here, the different text options you've got, the images, adding products. So this is actually express checkout, so you can add your product from your product catalog, which we don't have any right now, but if you did, they would all be here. You can add it straight into the email. You've got your buttons, some more information. These learn more buttons can link somewhere as well. So you click here, insert link. Where do you want to put it? Do you want to take them directly to one of your pages or an external website? Another thing is you really don't want to be taking them external. So when you're building an email campaign or any sort of campaign, you always want to keep them within your ecosystem, within your website, within your blog pages. Don't really be pushing them away, because if you push them away, there's a strong chance they could get distracted and not come back. So anyway, this you always legally need to include as unsubscribe. Shopify will do this for you automatically, but just make sure you don't delete this, because legally this has to be here. You can also put in the legal details, copyright. You can kind of hide and show this, but make sure you don't hide the unsubscribe details. Amazing. Once you're happy with it, send test. You put your email address in here, click send, and then you'll receive that email and you can test it out. Always test more than once, especially when you are sending emails, creating emails. And that's generally a good overview of how to create an email on this side. And forms are important. You want to capture leads and basically gather people's details. So we won't get into this now, but it's another Shopify app where it's basically just like a form collector. Turn on automations. This is something which we'll quickly go over. Automations will be like drip campaigns. So when someone signs up or buys a product, you want to basically automatically send an email out without having to do any manual work. Another great thing about Shopify, which is so many reasons why I recommend it, but this is because of the automation templates they have. These recipes that they already know work super well, you can easily install them. So recover abandoned checkout. Send an email 10 hours after a customer gets a checkout but doesn't place an order. You click that, you turn on the automation, and then this is what it looks like. You send an email, check if they've done this, check if it's more than that, and then the email will get sent. You turn on the automation, continue. Okay, I think some of it is we haven't really set up the general thing, but if you see here, this is how it looks like. It looks quite long, but it's just a lot of checking. So the customer abandons checkout, right? So that's what this campaign is. So firstly, you want to check if they abandon a checkout in an online store. Then you want to check if the checkout is more than 0. That basically means that there was something in there. You want to wait for 10 hours. Then you want to check the customer hasn't placed an order or abandoned another checkout since starting this workflow. So since this began, have they placed an order or have they abandoned another one? You want to check if one or more products in checkout are available in stock. There's no point sending an abandoned checkout if they come in to potentially buy it and it's not in stock. That's just gonna, make them abandon it again, and then you want to send this marketing email. Boom. Cover abandoned cart. Thank you, customers. Thank customers after they purchase. A really easy one that I'm sure everybody's received this email. Order, created the order. You want to wait for 1 day. You want to check the number of the order is equal to 1, so they bought something. Then you want to send a marketing email. And if it's equal to 2, you want to send another marketing email. So this is if it's their first order. So if this is the first order they've ever made, they get a specific email. And if it's a second order they make, they get another type of email. Welcome VIP customers. As you can see, there's loads of different things that use loads of different apps, and automations will be super important just to help you lift that load. So that's something we do in about week 8 is we set up these automations, we look at how we can optimize, and we basically work towards lifting the load so you don't have to do everything manually, because all this is built in. So definitely check it out, look into emails, and just try to understand exactly all the different things that you can do. Get expert guidance on setting up your Shopify email marketing strategy. Watch recording. This is a webinar which kind of explains everything in more detail, right? And these are people that work at Shopify that definitely know a lot more than me. I would definitely also go into this and watch that recording just to be able to understand better. Amazing. Thank you very much.